Timeless Room, Chapter 8. Every life appears to be finite, but in a greater reality it is infinite. Despite an infinite potential, most people focus only on a finite reality. This denies our greatest opportunities and our truth of self, for we are essentially beings of infinity. Stunned by my adventure, I stand mute for what seems a long, long time. I stay near the grass tree being while I allow the overwhelming fact of my experience to settle. Idly, without any attention to what I'm doing, my hands caress the needle-fine foliage of the entity, and a small sparkling shower of light enfolds me. It's all artificial. Imagine a tree made of grass, artificial. Once again, in its unique way of communicate, I get more insight into all that is happening to me. I learn that the wonderful realm of nature beings is yet another frame of reality, and that my focus of self was pushed into this room under the influence and guidance of the grassy tree being. Yet, at the same time, I have remained where I now stand. I learned that each one of us is always experiencing many realities simultaneously, but our focus determines which reality we relate to. For most people, their focus on a physical three-dimensional reality never wavers. This creates an equally unwavering belief that no other realms of reality exists. These are all binary or all artificial stuff made of visual reality, and also these beings they are able to mimicry and to shape shift. They can be a grass being or a shepherd, blue-eyed, white being, blue-eyed like a human, but they aren't. They can be a ogre, a dog, a fairy, anything. They just love to shapeshift. The grass tree beings give me no indication of where its home reality is slash realm is. He won't tell where it is because he don't know where it is. Simple because why? It is a mimicry is all about shapeshift and also is a visual reality, more of its name or species. However, it does give me an impression of it and others of its kind swimming upright through the loose, dry sand and hard plant combination of its environment. It appears to move with about the same ease and speed that we walk on the ground. I learned that it has a symbiotic relationship with the prolific hair-like plant, each nourishing the other as the grass tree being moves around. The communication of impressions fade, and I realize that it's time for me to move on. Even as this thought crosses my mind, the door through which I entered into the room of the grass tree being is again visible. How it vanished, only to appear again when needed. Well, they make magic, it's all in your imagination. And yet another mystery. Bidding a silent farewell and thank you to the grass tree being, I walk over the door, open it, and step into the long, familiar corridor. You know, the corridor of time. As I close the door, I notice the room now appears quite a normal size, with the strange entity flowing smoothly across it, scarcely disturbing the sand as it travels. Alone, I wander down the corridor, passing several other closed doors, which is the mural, I'm at a loss as to where to go, for in either direction there is nothing but the long, wide, seemingly endless corridor and the doors. And everything has explained over there, it's a fake reality and not here is there. And then what happened? They make it appear as it is what? Infinite. Alright? Here could be the real infinite world, and they make it appear as it is finite. Things are born, live, and dies. They make it like finite, uh, finite. So what it means is that they twist everything, they reverse everything. All reality was reversed. I keep hoping that the shepherd will show up, but the place seems deserted. Not all of course the shepherd won't show up because he's the grass being and he's playing all these games, right? And another thing, everything that you see here as strange thing caught on camera, um, strange beings like the one I caught sometime in a garden here where I stay, and things like ghosts, things like that. Um, Things that are caught on camera that sometimes not visible through our naked eyes. Okay, those things are existent in what they call a non-carbon world. It's a non-carbon world, and it's a kind of ethereal astral world. Okay, and but they are still here on Earth. So what happened is there is a mirror of the Earth. It's a mirror, and then when they they cross that threshold, they cross that mirror, they enters our reality, and also we can enter the reality without even we know it, through dreams, through out of the body experiencer, and even as we step into a dark place at night, we enter their dwellings, okay? And they go, "What are you doing here? Or who are you?" Or even if you summon them up through EVP, through spirit box, they go, "Where I am? What place is that?" Because they are summoned up, and now they are in a different reality, much denser this time around. And when we, even without we know, without our knowing, sometimes we can also step into their boundaries. However, everything is here now, all right? Everything is on earth, if you will, is all coexistent with the earth. Only that one have less heavy carbon, if you will, is the atoms is less denser, and the other is much denser, like this heavy physical world, and there is others who is much denser than ice. There's still another type that is much denser than our physical body, earthly body. What, amada? Huh? After mga let. Wait, okay? Mga finishing here. Baby, rest for a while. I don't want mom to go out now. Wait. No, cannot go down now. After mama pick. Okay, wait. So I'm at a loss as to where to go. Lay down there, amor. Okay? Mm-mm. I'm at a loss as to where to go, for in either direction there is nothing but the long, wide, seemingly endless corridor and the doors. Keep hoping that the shepherd will show up, but the place seems deserted. Not all the doors are the same. Some are very formal, yet colorful, while others appear in various styles, ranging from high and wide to short and narrow. Whether this gives any indication about the entities that dwell within, I have no idea. I walk past quite a number of really strange closed doors when I reasonably normal pale gray door framed in metallic silver suddenly swings wide open. About 6 feet tall, elegant and lean, a cat-like being is smiling at me from an oddly familiar face. This one look like my cat, my queen, beautiful, like a jaguar Bombay cat appeared in my house 4 years ago. 4 or 5, 5 years ago. No, 4 years. The grass tree beings give me notification of a home. Okay. So he met those same, which the cat being, about 6 feet tall, elegant and linear, cat-like being is smiling at me from an oddly familiar face. Dense micro-short golden fur cover its entire body. Its face has a natural expressive smile, and my immediate touch of apprehension evaporates. I guess that it is the same like the shepherd. He's the shepherd, but they, as I say, these beings, they are very pretty much elusive. How wonderful to see you again, Michael, he says, speaking directly into my mind. Do I know you from somewhere? I ask, feeling rather silly, for I have no recollection of such entity, although he slash she slash it certainly feels familiar. Perhaps I've met you in some other reality. I feel that I know you, but where or when, shepherd, I don't know. I feel foolish and inadequate. The creature smiles, its expression of profound sympathy helping me to feel more comfortable. Will the truth cause you too much anguish? It asks, not waiting for my reply. You and I have spent much time together, even though it was within a timeless reality. Of course, you are the shepherd. The smile becomes more pronounced, and a filament rolls slowly across each of his round, silver, moonlight, moon-like eyes. You always refer to me as he, even though I have no gender. My name is Seine. I spell Seine. Please do not be embarrassed if you do not remember me. Your heart carries my memory and I'm honored by this. You could not possibly survive your earth incarnations if you carried all your memories mentally intact. Why not? What's so difficult? It will be convenient for you all, but not for most of us here. I feel ashamed to know you and still not be able to recognize you. That's terrible. Why should you be ashamed? Is it your fault? Not so. If even memories of past physical lives are quite rare in humanity, it can cause great confusion a race that basically denies its own continuity of self. But to remember life in other realities and other dimensions without adequate preparation could cause insanity. Only now, uh, even if you don't remember, it's going to cause insanity, even worse, because you are confused on why we are here. For what? Sometimes life makes no sense for many people. And there is no worse reason to be insane like that than this one. Only now is this omnipresent memory awakening among your people. And even this is only by those who are making that a conscious choice. He smiles wryly, wryly. And paradoxically, even those who consciously choose are seldom aware that they have made the choice. What a complicated people have become. Thanks to you all. Thanks to you all. What, Queen? And Queen, what's wrong with you? Wait, let Mama finish here, okay? Give me a kiss. Mm, mm. I said, don't do like this, meu anjinho, okay? Don't go out now. After uncle come back, then you escape. Ah, then you don't want to come back home. Don't stay, don't stay. After can get into trouble, okay? No, without money, no. Okay, we'll forget you again when I leave this reality. Shiny silver orby eyes are very expressive, and I read my answer and the regret and sympathy I see in them. Yes, Michael, you will. But the probability is very strong that you and I will meet again, and you will remember. This will be when you awaken and realize self. He smiles gently. It's ironic that you will not remember any of this meeting or conversations until you awaken. Even then, you will not remember until the right timing. Is there a reason for this? Your probability pattern suggests that in the immediate future, you will strenuously attempt to reject this greater metaphysical reality. The less trauma you have to deal with after you leave this timeless room, the better. That makes sense in knowing me, I reply glumly. But why can't I remember this as soon as I awaken? Timing, Michael. Timing is everything. His comment about my awakening suddenly registers. The shepherd spoke about when I awaken, and now you have. I think this means, of course, they both said because they are the same. It means I will awaken. Is that not the destination of all humanity? You are very evasive, aren't you? Why don't you help me to awaken by answering my questions with direct answers? Because they are wrong and they don't want to give you the right answer. So they become evasive and they will deceive and deceive and deceive. I'm helping you to awaken, but I do it in the way that most pertains to your growth, character, and timing. Would a fledgling, fledgling eagle learn to be a master of the sky if his mother always carried on her back? It's not necessary to be there for us all the time, but you must at least tell us the truth and don't leave us in the dark. Like for me, I go around and look. How many of you are able to do that? How many of you? You all don't care. All you care about is life as it is, 3D world, your problems, your obstacles, your everyday struggle. That's okay for those people who are younger, but for those people who are 35 above, I guess that you can make up time for yourself. And when you say time for yourself, mean to focus on things that is more important than 3D world alone, all right? Because if you have to wait for these beings, they will not tell you. What can I say to that? But you are saying that it's very probable that I will awaken in this carnation. The probability is there, yeah. The probability is there, but not yet sure. That's what they say. Yeah, maybe. They'll say, oh, tomorrow your life will change. Oh, next week. Then come next week. Oh, maybe it will be a few more months and then we'll drag. It'll never come. It's all about deceiving, all about postponing, all about lies. I grin gleefully. Okay, I'll settle for that. Sain, Sain looks at me pensively. Have you been into any of the rooms along this corridor? Yes, the shepherd took me into a room with sandy duns and a grass trimming. Who or what is that? He won't say they're invasive again. Sain has a wild smile. Siaini has a wild smile. If that did not tell you, then it's obviously not appropriate to seek for secret. Well, at least tell me if it's a plant or an animal. No, it's nothing. It is just imagination made of binary. computer program. Actually, it's neither, you see. Animal, mineral, and vegetable may well define all life on a three-dimensional earth, but it's quite inadequate for a greater reality. Yeah, of course, because you all create through binary. I look at sign skeptically. Really? Tell me, Michael, in your light body, are you animal, mineral, or vegetable? Um, we are we are image of a physical human. My mouth opens, then closes. Point taken. I take it that the grass tree introduced you to the realm of nature beings. Signy asks mischievously. Yes, my God, the pillar of green light. Shiny nods thoughtfully, his cat-like ears twitching. Yes, I can imagine the impact for you, although this is not the first time you have stood within its regency. I feel sad that such rich memories are unavailable to me. Has it been in any recent incarnation? He shakes his head. No, it was in a much earlier time frame of your reality. You were a very powerful mystic, even if I might, I might uncontrollable, uncontrollable. I feel wistful. I wish I could remember all that. Maybe that's why I leaped toward the pillar without even a thought of fear of falling. Probably yes, Siain replies, although it's not possible to experience fear within the regency of the pillar. Believe it or not, fear as you know it as a human product is a human product based in your conditioning and imagination. Lies. Because all the beings who are visiting are able to be caught on camera nowadays are afraid of lies as well. So it's not true. It's not a human thing. Someone here is lying. And I don't like lies. Lies, lies, lies. That's not true. He glanced up at the corridor, suddenly brisk. So, believe it or not, fear as you know is a human product. It's not true. Based on your condition and imagine life. Come on, it's time you met some of your fellow travelers. One word of caution. Although some are humanoid in shape, they are not the Earth-type human. A few of the entities you will meet are very different, neither humanoid nor vaguely like anything you can physically relate to. However, you know several of them, so perhaps a few more memories might come back to you. Agitated, I grab his furred arm. Uh, do we have to do anything? Sian gives me a puzzled look. Such as? I don't know, I reply in exasperation. It's just that I'm not used to this. I have met some strange entities already in this metaphysical state, but those encounters just happened. Michael, just be yourself, he says, amused. Somewhat reassured, I walk beside him along the wide corridor. How is it possible for such a long corridor to be in such a small craft? How can it possibly contain all this in the rooms? It doesn't make sense. Not physically, no. This craft follows the continuum principle. Within this craft, all space is available in an infinite continuum. Sign shrugs expressively. How do I explain a principle that has no meaning in your terms? And here, space follows a different rule. Thus, it appears that this corridor is endless. In actuality, it's not. See? It's all visual reality and it's not infinite. It's just your imagination playing trick on you. But in the reality we have created, it is. A continuum is where finite state or space becomes infinite. You see, a continuum is where a finite state or space becomes infinite. Both realities are true, but you cannot discern between them. In a similar way, earthly life appears to be finite. It looks like it's end. But in a greater reality, Earth is infinite. You see? It's infinite. Earth is infinite. Despite an infinite potential, most people focus all on a finite reality, thus limiting both opportunities and potential. You, Michael, are developing the focus of an infinite reality. That explains it. Oddly enough, I understand. If you focus on our immortality instead of our mortality and on continuity instead of beginning and ends, will that change our reality and experience of life? Of course it will. You are doing just that. A greater focus expands your awareness. With an expanded awareness, you perceive more and experience more of the greater reality. And so it continues. That's only natural. It seems pretty simple. It is. Simple is also powerful. As we talk, we are walking past quite a number of doors. These doors seem to go on and on forever. Whatever is behind them, I ask. You cannot wait and cat. You are the chicken of the first-year chicken. The first-year chicken that you cannot wait. Just hold on for a while. These beings, as he say, why did he put a female here when he say they are genderless? I saw something like that, but it was a leopard actually, full of spot. And it was bigger than this one here. Slightly bigger the winded, but the height was taller, but the size here, the winded, almost the same. Generally speaking, they are the home environments and they are Syrians. They are from Sirius. Generally speaking, they are the home environments of the travelers on this craft. See, the home environments of those ETs. The same continuum principle applies to each of them, and each average size room is the potential of an extended reality. So the rooms are a finite size that fits within this craft, while a simultaneous infinity also holds true. A very convenient arrangement all around. It means that a small craft has the potential of a large planet. I'm stunned by the immense potential of sensuality, the ultimate answer to overcrowding in our larger cities. I guess. But there's a drawback to it. I don't know. I have a feeling that it will not be a good idea. That could well be, but only after you have learned the lessons that preceded. CI Marmas. Learning lessons, huh? Lessons. Lessons without we know the whole truth. We walk briskly past a few more doors. The corridor stretches endlessly before us when CI comes to a stop. This is the meeting room of the travelers and craft personnel, he says, indicating we'll enter. The door is the biggest I ever seen, nearly 20 feet tall and about as wide. Are there some big guys in there or what? I asked apprehensively. Ciaine chuckled, his mouth showing multiple rows of pale blue vestigial teeth. Very big, Michael, very. Oh my gosh. The door vanishes as he faces it. It does not open or slide or roll up. It disappears. And I'm completely unprepared for what I see. I stay in a room filled with such a bizarre assortment of entities that had I been alone, I would have fled. I clutched Saim's arm weakly. My God, I said. Shockingly, Saim's asked, has it ever occurred to you that you are a strange entity to many others? Oh, come on now, don't be cynic. You cannot compare I with you all. You all know about I, but we don't know until now about you all. It's different. Ah, I like honesty, you know. I don't like nothing from human or no humans. They did compare one race that is stupid, live in ignorance, it's just like a cat or a dog or whatever bird. Hey, do you know about ice? That's rubbish. The room I'm staring, this cat. The room I'm staring into is about the size of a football field. Only I can see it all in the same perspective. What is distant appears visually as close and clear as the immediate area. It's furnished. If that's the right description, with a bewildering assortment of chairs, stools, perches, cushions, floating pads, and a wide range of unidentifiable paraphernalia. But the occupants! My grip on Sian's arm tightens. Don't leave me, please don't leave me here. I guess, what a coward. I wouldn't be afraid, I swear not afraid, man. I'll just stare at them coolly like a piece of ice. But the occupants, my grip on Sian's arm tightens. Don't leave me, please don't leave me here. Trembling as I look around, there are some slender, delicate appearing 5 foot tall humanoids with translucent blue skin who seem so familiar and known, yet so un- unutterably far removed from my reality that I'm almost overwhelmed. Sian takes my chin gently in one hand and turns my head towards him. His eye meet mine, holding my gaze. And very clear and soft in the silence of our communication, I hear his words. It's all right, Michael. Everything is under control. I get the distinctive impression that it's I who am under control. For on hearing his words, I'm immediately calm and accepting. Mhm. See, I must be reading my mind. You are not under my control, he adds. I have simply put aside your conditioning fears and reactions. You do not need them. Exactly, you don't need them. How right he is. Without fear, I obviously do not feel threatened. I feel curious, ready to meet these other beings and learn from them. Without my fear, I get insight into the terrible restriction, confinement fear places us in, denying us our abilities and potential. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you one thing frankly. Hey, don't be so, how to say, don't be so, I mean, for many, some people, don't be so daring because these beings can and do affect you in a way or another, all right? So, I don't know, be careful. Tread with care when you spot them. Because it happens to me. They affect the eyes. Okay. Denial's ability. Overall, the room is lightened with a mellow white illumination, but in certain areas, a very different color either lights it or changes the whole spectrum of vision. I get the impression that some areas are infrared, while others are beyond my understanding. Although in these special areas of illumination there is no obvious demarcation, the different light does not seep into other areas. One area is pitch dark, yet strangely, I can perceive vague forms moving within it without a doubt. Reality on this craft is limitless. Siaini and I have only taken a few paces into the room when I'm confronted by a smiling human-like being. Welcome, my friend. Human-like could be misleading. This is very masculine entity. It's not much over 3 feet tall, but he has the stature of a very big, super heavy human weight lifter, compressed and compacted. Not a dogfish, because he is not malformed. He has a thickening sea and immensity of limb that is prodigious. He is truly a midget giant. Oh, brother. Thank you. Do I know you? His head is nearly as wide as my shoulder, and he has a veritable thick cat of black hair on his head and eyes brown. So his head is nearly as wide as my shoulders, and he has a veritable thick head of black hair on his head and eyebrows. His face without the hair, while his scraggy features are more deeply seamed than I would have thought possible. He carries an aura of unassailable strength mixed with a friendly humor. Wearing a belted, one-piece tunic of some dark green material, his mischievous, icy gray eyes are laughing at me. You not remember me? He asked in mock concern. His incredibly deep voice seems to echo up from the vast cavern of his chest. I shrug. No, I'm sorry. With a bellowing laugh, he hugs me. Startled, I learned that my light body has some density in this environment of this craft. But it feels how I would expect to feel if hugged by a short but massive gorilla under normal physical conditions. Gasping at his crushing strength. Imagine gasping at his crushing strength. Ineffectually but spontaneously I attempt to hug him. I'm Skull, S-K Skarl, Skull. He says in the subterranean voice that I hear both audibly and telepathically. I'm consumed by curiosity. You seem to break all the rules, I gasped breathlessly. You seem to break all the rules. The shepherd in Seine has no physical bodies. And I'm in my light body, but you seem to be physical. How is this possible? Means you not know all rules, he replied with a laugh. Come, I show you how. Beckoning, he marches away with short, heavy, clumping footsteps, and I look inquiringly at Siaini. Go with him, Michael. You are quite safe, and you are old friends. I will be here when you return. Reassured, I rushed after the skull. As I hurried to catch up, I noticed something very odd. When I looked into this room from the doorway, I could see pretty much the whole room. But now that I am in it, I cannot see any of the other entities or the weird paraphernalia. The room appears to be just an average size, with only skull and me in it. The skull stopped so suddenly I ran into him, with all the impact of hitting an average brick wall. Why are you in a hurry? He asks. I'm not in a hurry. I'm trying to keep up with you. Where has everyone gone? Where's the big room? And how is that you are so solid? Skull's grin stretched from ear to ear across a wide expanse of deeply seamed face. I joke. I find it fun you not to remember me. Fun you not to know how this all works. Ah. Abruptly, I'm hit by startling idea. What was my name when you knew me? Nikon, of course. Why? Nikon, I say, savoring the words, strikes a chord deep within, stirring in night in long dormant memories. And I know that he speaks the truth. Nikon. How strange that I should not even know my true name. Mekon, Mekon, must be my universal name. I'm presently known as Michael. Michael. I like. Cian once told me about the continuum principle and how finite and infinite reality share the same space. Is it how all this works? I asked, waving my arms around me to indicate the room and eyes. Yes, some principle of refinement, Scarlet thumped one enormous fist on the broad expanse of his chest. By using refinements, I'm physically here in finite reality and metaphysically here in infinite reality at the same moment. My focus determines reality. Watch, I change it. For a moment, Scar's outline seems to blur. Then he becomes clear. He appears the same in detail, but his energy as being is quite subtly altered. I can now sense and perceive his lightness of being. He smiles at me, the same wide, cracked smile. Take my hand, he invites, his hand extended toward me. When our hand touch, the difference is very apparent. He is no longer physical. The fingers of his light hand curl around mine in a tight grasp, and he touched the belt around his tunic. Relax, you save his skull. For what seems long moments, I get the impression of a racing headlong down a long tunnel at tremendous speed. Then all is calm. Skull lets go of my hand. This is my home, he indicates all around him. My first overwhelming sensations of crushing weight, yet is not physical. I stretch somehow, trying to resist a pressure, when all at once I understand. This is a planet of heavy gravity, whereas Earth has 14.7 pounds per square inch of atmospheric pressure. This place must far exceed it. 3 times Earth gravity. Scarlet answers my unspoken question. So it is 40 over pound. I glance around me at a planet of contradictions. I would have thought that a planet with a heavy, dense gravity would be reasonably flat and compressed, but nothing could be farther from the truth. Growing from solid rock, a large forest of strange formation of growth that looks remarkably like gigantic coral, reaching maybe 300 to 600 feet into the air. I guess indicated the thin coral-like growth. That's incredible. What is it? You have trees. We have lassie. Is lassie a plant like a tree? I don't say that, Scarlet replied. They do not look at all like trees, although they have no leaves. There are clusters of thin, knobbly, body-like, body-like, bud-like objects all over each towering lassie. The rock they are growing from is glassy, smooth, and flat as a tennis court, adding to the overall bizarre contrast. I can imagine. I look at the skull. This is where the heavy gravity is smooth, flat rock, yet towering coral-like plants. Skull shakes his head emphatically. Not where the home. He then touched his belt again, somewhere on the large buckle, and with a slight shimmer of his body, he's again powerfully physical. He beckons to me, come. Is your atmosphere anything like ours? I asked him. Is it breathable for humans? Similarities, he says. Never want to waste words. We need nitrogen. You need oxygen. Ooh, they need nitrogen. You need oxygen. This atmosphere very compressed, very cold. Physically, you die instantly here. Yeah, of course. He suddenly spins around, hands outstretched in a theatrical gesture. For me, beautiful Stagmark. For you, deadly. Stagmark? What's that? He stares at me thoughtfully, then gestures to the sky. Stagmark! Stagmark! Up there! Ah, I get it. You mean heavenly. Have stared skyward and noticed that the sky is the same color as Scar's eye, icy gray. Yet there appears to be three white suns that are obviously much closer than our own sun. I have never ever considered cool suns before. Even in my light body, I am aware that this is a cold, frigid place. Uh-huh. Very cold indeed. Strange looking planet. Reminds me of Lost in Space. We only have one sun, I tell him, and it's hot. He nods. I know, Earth planet. I'm a traveler of the multiverse. What's a multiverse? Scarlet takes a deep breath. You ask a lot of questions about things you already know. Multiverse is the great reality of universe. Humans physically experience universe and in linear time. Metaphysically, same universe is multiverse in spherical time, all in a present moment. I get it. When physical, I relate to physical reality, which is universal. But in my light body, I'm experiencing the same universe and the timeless multiverse of endless possibilities. We walk on a short distance on the glassy, smooth rock before we reach a large door embedded into the rock. It reminds me of a big manhole cover, except that it's a perfectly square. Skulls grabs the door, lifts it up, opens the door a featherweight. As I listen to the solid thud of it hitting the rock, I get the impression of a great weight. Do you understand our weight system? I ask him. Scarl nods vigorously. How much do you weigh in a physical body? He calculates briefly. Over half a ton. Oh, okay, 500. My God, I guess voluntarily. It's nothing. 500 kg is nothing. I knew you were dense and solid, but I didn't realize it was to that degree. Not so much. I thought he was 1 ton, not 2 tons. An elephant can be heavier than him well. He grins that great wide smile. We proper physical. Humans are powder puffs. And another thing what I was saying, there is humans who is half pounds. There's a lot of humans and they are well, they cannot live longer. Who knows they come from this planet somehow? Who knows? And they are 500 kg. I knew where things and solid, but I didn't realize once to that degree. He grins that great wide smile. We proper physical. Humans are powder puffs. Laughing uproariously, he wipes his watering eyes. All the joke between us, he explains. I follow him down a flight of broad, wide stairs brightly lit by some hidden source. The ceiling is well above my head, which I find odd, considering the people here are so short. We go on a little way before reaching a large room. I look around for the source of the light, but cannot locate it. It seems that all the walls glow. How do you get this light? I ask Skull. Mix chemical, spray on rock wall. It reacts making light for a long time, he replies. Wow. Mixing chemical, spraying rocky walls. So they mix the chemical and then they spray on the rocky walls. Just like people add chlorine to a plastic bottle and it have light. Some chemical not only are the walls illuminated, but they also have the appearance of smooth pinkish glass, a very beautiful effect. As I walked further into the room, I realized that this is a very high-tech place. For some reason, I had not expected this. Yet it should have been apparent that Skull is familiar with both a physical and a metaphysical technology far beyond human terms. The room has about a dozen very sturdy one and two person consoles built of what appears as smooth, pale pink plastic or glass. Each unit is very low to the ground and each is occupied. A low dome of some transparent material covers each unit, sealing it. Is it any good my asking the name of this planet and who you people are? I asked Skull. His expression is his worry. This planet Larzazi, Larsaas, Zi, Larzazi. We are ONs, OANS. Larzazi is within what you call Milky Way, part of your own galaxy, near yet far away. I have the feeling it's far more than distant sea that separates our planets and people. As I watch the winds within the domed consoles, one of them abruptly disappears. Where has it gone? Female. She has entered a reality of 6 dimension. 3 dimension physical body displaced to accommodate them. So, what happens to her body? In another reality frame, same place, different frame. In another reality frame, same place, different frame, different density. This makes human reality feel prehistoric. Not so. Humans learn different lessons, different purpose and being. Humans very admirable, powerful lessons. Tell me, Skull, why I'm here with you? Why not a scientist? All this is wasted on the likes of me. I mean, if I could only understand how to recreate your light source, I would make a personal fortune and give something of value to humanity. But all beyond me. Such things are not your purpose. You develop self to make this possible for a very long time. You much more than you think you are. This is not physical science. This is technology of reality and being. Ooh. You share your experience with another people one day. It's important for many will recognize and know. He indicates his people on the consoles. We work toward a common purpose in awakening of intelligent beings in several frames of reality. Physical art, one such frame. Where do I fit into all this? In proper time, right and share self. If I do, most people will think I'm mad. Not matter. The few will not, like me. I will never think that he's mad. In fact, I will agree to him and trust him all the way. The few is important is the many. More important in times of change. How will I know the right timing? Skull's arms fling dramatically to the ceiling. Your question, do they never stop? You will know, accept. Even aliens get irritated by humans. Together we walk among the consoles, but all I see is a flickering range of lights and dials that are completely incomprehensible to me. Skull describes several more available functions that they can do, mostly involving travel between realities. I learned that it's the consoles that allow him to move so easily between Lhasa Z and the craft. His belt buckle is a remote control to their technology. For a while, Scarles leaves me while he enters another room. When he returns, he calls, "Come, we return." He touches his buckle, once again shimmering into his light body. Taking my hand, he touches the buckle again. Once more, there is a sensation of travel at speed down a very long tunnel. Then we are in the craft. Next time you remember, Skull says, if his wide grin, "You go now, meet others." Then he hugs me. This time he's still in his light body, and the hug is very different. The power and strength are more suggested than a reality, while the hug is like a fusion of pure evidency. I wander away, realizing as I leave him how much Skulls has shown me about other, very different, three-dimensional humanoids. For some reason, my feet seem to want to walk toward a very bright illuminated area, so I follow my impulse. As I walk, I pass the zone of several other very strange entities. In one zone of dim yellow light, I see a couple of pale creatures that look remarkably like large pythons, only they each have a multitude of tiny legs and the man of a millipede. I feel them in my mind whisper in a soft caress. "Come in, Mekon. We are your friends." Wow. So in one zone of dim yellow light, I see a couple of pale creatures that look remarkably like large pythons. Only they each have a multitude of tiny legs and the manner of a millipede. I feel them in my mind, whispering in a soft caress. "Come in, Mikon. We are your friends." That clinches it. If they know me as Mikon, then they probably know more about me than I do. I walk into their zone, close up. They are big. They have their abundant legs for about half their body length. They flow along the ground fast and very smooth. The upper half of the body has a few long, thick, rope-like tentacles that seem to hug the body, only unfurl when needed for manipulating objects. This they do with uncanny dexterity. The body is about my waist thick, with the upper half reaching nearly 10 feet high. The head destroys the snake appearance completely, and it is a shock. Although it is in direct proportion to the body, it is shaped rather like a large dustbin lid or frisbee, sitting flat on the top of the long body. It appears to have no eyes, mouth, nose, ears, or other human features, but there is a constantly moving frill of tiny tendrils around the entire outer perimeter of its head. I get the impression that it's incalculably efficient in its extrasensory capacity. Now that I am close to them, I notice the beautiful and delicate network of dark, lacy-like amber that webs their pale bodies. The overall impression is devastatingly alien. Oh, I think they are from Orion. Rather rudely, I stare at them in utter astonishment. Obviously, you do not remember eyes. It's not a question. I can only shake my head as I continue to stare and wonder. I have no idea that anything like you exists. We are amused. Even as they tell me, I can feel their amusement. Suddenly, as though jolted from me, I gasp at a surge of powerful, clear, and very old memories. Wait! I do remember! You are the entire personnel on this craft. You and the shepherd. You two act in unison, as if one being. Yeah, they are one being. The shepherd is all of this. You share one mind, that you chat, you each have your own. You are each an aspect of the other. This is a unique characteristic of your race. Yet it's extremely rare. When this happens, your abilities quadruple. I remember you come from a planet that's 6 or 70 dimension with an unpronounceable name. I also remember this is your true form, but you spend far more time on the light bodies. You breathe, breathe, and are nourished by inhaling pure light. I remember that this albino snake is so beautiful. Although you look so big and heavy, you weigh very little by my standard. I'm excited that I remember so much. Did you jog my memory or did it just happen? We ignite your consciousness, but it's you who created the recall. You will forget again when you leave this craft and your light body focus. But in time, if the expansion of your awareness, and soul growth, you will once again remember. This whole experience is designed to open you to all there is. Life is not all three-dimensional and human. Before you return to those studies, you have to encompass a greater reality. I enough feel the focus turning to other things and they confirm it. We thank you for your courage and capacity. We await the moment we travel together again. Leaving the zone of filtered yellow light, I continue on my way toward the bright illuminated area. What attracts me, I do not know, but I'm drawn as though by a magnet. Astonishingly, the very bright illumination is also confined to its own zone. So I do not realize how powerful it is until I enter the light. With physical eyes, I would be blinded, but within this illumination, I perceive rather than see, even though vision is perfectly clear. I seem to be surrounded by dancing flames of light. Each flame is a brilliant white and moving freely around. Although not really constant, they are approximately the size of a human body, appearing red as a stretched out drop of water with the wide end uppermost. A few of them hover around me, and I feel a touch of inquiry that I cannot translate. One flaming deity comes closer, slowly and gently. That's exactly how they look like. They look like a torch of light. I haven't explained this before. This what this is been looking like actually. I explained this in 2018. And my sister was there to see them on the 60s already. And I saw one on one time when I was 7 year old in the 70s. Okay, I have seen these bubbles of light. So that's exactly what they are about. So I seem to be surrounded by dancing flames of light, each flame a brilliant white and moving freely around. Although not really constant, they are approximately the size of a human body, appearing red as a stretched out drop of water, with the wide and uppermost. A few of them hover around me, and I feel a touch of inquiry that I cannot translate. This will happen when you die a lot. One flame entity comes closer, slowly and gently. Then, as though knowing I will permit it, engulfs me. I already captured this in camera. That was not the camera or the light. I mean, it's not the. Uh, it's nothing. It was not a glitch from the camera. It was really bubble of lights. So it engulfs me. Instantly everything changes. The consciousness of the flaming titanium merges with mine. I am on a sun. I am on a sun surrounded by coruscating light. I am aware that by three-dimensional terms, I am in a inferno of fiery heat, and that no physical life could possibly exist. But in the terms of a greater reality, there is no heat at all. I consciously merge with an intelligence so awesome in its awareness of life that I, as a human, I am no more than a cell in this bar of illumination. This being is pure spirit, expressing oneself. Each flame-like entity is consciously and knowingly a cell of the one intelligence. And as part of the one, it's also the one in a party. Abruptly, I know why I am here. Exactly as I perceive and experience the oneness of this flaming being. So too, this is our human truth. The individual is the whole, all there is, and the whole is the individual and the reality of the sun and the entity of the flame. Separation has no meaning. It does not exist. Our human truth of oneness slash individuality is no less than on this sun. Yet our focus and awareness are based in separation. With this realization so powerfully implanted in my consciousness, I am back in the illuminated zone. I feel saddened to realize that there is nothing I can do about this knowing until it becomes my experience as a human being, until I awaken to the oneness of all there is. Even then, I will only be able to share it with others in my natural expression of love. I have learned already that it is love that crosses the borders and boundaries of separation, revealing the principle of truth. The flaming entities have withdrawn, their purpose fulfilled, and I walk back towards the door. Sian is waiting for me, approval in his moon eyes. Come with me, the shepherd is waiting for you. Your ability to remain in this timeless room is decreasing, for it draws energy from you in a way that you are unused to, and there is something else you must see and experience. Incidentally, I have a fairly keen sense of what you have been through, and I'm delighted with your recall and the way you have assimilated the experience. I'm pleased by his praise. Thank you. But do tell the truth. But to tell the truth, I'm still stunned by the diversity of form and beings here. This is science fiction gone mad. I understand that I may have to share this one day, but how can I expect acceptance if I tell it as it is? In my world, this is loony bean material. Just say it. Life will take care of the details. People will make choices. Some will accept, some will reject. This is not your concern. Just follow your purpose. If you sow the seeds of a greater reality, life will determine when and how they grow. Be thankful that your own choice is made. We are now walking briskly along the corridor again, but within moments, Siai stops and opens a very normal type of door. Go on in, I will leave you here. When we hug, it's like touching a surge of power as his consciousness he folds me in unconditional love. We will meet again, Michael. Until then, if above respect, he walks swiftly away. Beautiful, really beautiful. So when we die, we go through all this. We're gonna meet these beings, all the ones responsible for us being here. And so that's all for chapter 8.